Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I got my little guy Duke down here with me today. Hank's off at school, so we're enjoying the beautiful spring day here in Wisconsin. Right, Duke? And what I've got for you guys today is a really good tip as to how to turn your favorite hollow belly frogs into a search bait. You know, a frog is a great way to generate big strikes and big fish and some of the most explosive blow-ups that you'll ever see. The problem with a frog, in my opinion, is the fact that it's a really hard bait to use as a search bait. You know, if you've got isolated cover, so it's a group of lily pads, a small grass mat, a dock, a lay down, isolated cover, a frog is a great way to lure those fish out. But if you're fishing a really big grass mat, it's hard to cover a lot of water with a frog, because a frog, you like to, slowly move across the surface, especially if it's got a little bit of slop to it or some of that cheese. You just need to work the bait slow to get those fish enough time to come up and find your frog and blow up on it. So it's not, in my opinion, a good search bait. It's a good isolated cover bait. But I've got for you a really good way to turn this into a search bait. And this all goes back to several years ago. I was at Lake Okeechobee, and I was talking to my buddy Brandon McMillan, who was telling me about something that the locals were doing that was generating a lot of bites on their hollow belly frogs. And if you know anything about Lake Okeechobee, it's basically a giant swamp. You can throw a hollow belly frog everywhere out there, literally almost everywhere except the main basin of the lake. The problem is there are not bass everywhere in Lake Okeechobee. When you find an area that has fish, chances are there's a lot of other fish with it. But you can go for miles without generating bites. It can be a frustrating place to fish. So one of the things that the locals there like to do, and this applies to almost all grass lakes, is you try to cover water, whether that's throwing a chatterbait, a swim jig, a buzz bait, something that allows you to cover water until you get a couple of bites. When you find an area that hit your moving baits, you can slow down, pick it apart with something like a topwater hollow belly frog. But everyone knows that you generate big bites on a hollow belly frog, and that's one reason why people like to throw it on Okeechobee, because you have giant bass. So I've got for you this tip that the locals were doing, and now you can actually purchase this in the store. So guys were making a contraption to fit onto this. Now you can purchase it. I don't even know how long it's been out, but I know it's been out for a little bit now, and it's something you don't hear much about. But I can tell you there are small inner circle groups of local people around some of the lakes that have grass, like Gunnersville, like Lake Eufaula, like Lake Okeechobee up here in the North Country, where people are using this contraption to generate a lot of bites. And before I get into it, though, I do want to remind you that if you're looking for a little bit of extra content from me, check out becoming a membership or joining the membership of the channel. If you're using your desktop computer, you can go to my YouTube homepage. In the top right corner, click the join button. You can find out all the information there. There's a couple different levels of membership. And if you're using your mobile device, you can go to the YouTube app, then my YouTube homepage, and then click the membership button. But it's a great way to get additional content. I'm offering extra videos. I'm offering monthly live streams and direct ways to contact me with your questions. So check that out if you're looking for some answers to some of the questions that you may have or want to get direct access to me. Okay, so back in the day, what guys were doing to make your hollow belly frogs a search bait is they were taking the River to Sea whopper plopper buzz bait, which comes with two little whopper plopper spinners on it, and they were taking those off and connecting one of those to their frog using like a paper clip. Well, because it gained such notice and it was working so well, River to Sea actually came out with their plopper trailer specifically for hollow belly frogs. So this is what it looks like. So it's literally just one of the small plopper blades that would have come originally on one of their buzz baits. And then there's this harness contraption, which guys were making out of paper clips. And all you do is you take the 2 holes and you slide it over your double hooked frog. And it fits. I've never found a frog it doesn't fit, because the hooks or the wires can bend a little bit. But you just take it, and I'm having major trouble right now, and slide it over each hook, pull it down so it snaps into place. And at that point, you know, if you want to leave your legs on, you can do it. If you want to take them off, you can do that. But now you've got a little whopper plopper prop in the back. So now you've turned a hollow belly frog into more of a buzz toad, which allows you to cover water. But the key here is when you hit a hole in the weeds or you hit a piece of isolated cover, you can stop it and get it to float in place. Really good way to just cover water. But there's a lot of people out there that swear as well that this blade creates a sound that really does a very good job mimicking bluegill, and because of that it gets a lot of bites. So let me show you in the water what it looks like, and you'll see why it works so well. Okay, so you can see here we've got the frog zooming by. You can hear it, sounds just like a whopper plopper. Works at all speeds with the tail. But the key is, if you hit a hole, you can just stop it there and twitch it like a normal frog. You don't lose up on hookups, you generate more bites. So there you have it, guys, a simple upgrade to your hollow belly frogs that will give you a different sound. It'll allow you to fish it faster. It'll allow you to cover water so that you can find those areas that the fish are using and then slow down in. Really makes you a little bit more of an efficient angler on the water. If you're looking for these, you can get them at Tackle Warehouse. I'll put the link in the description. I think they come in a bunch of different colors. I think there's only one size, if I recall correctly. But again, it's just something that you can use and apply to your baits. And I'll tell you this, it doesn't have to just be a hollow belly frog. You can do some other cool things with it too. So check them out. I'll put the link in the description. Otherwise, guys, if you are using this, I'd love to know if you're doing it with success. So put in the comment section if you think this is a good bait, if you've used it with success, and some of the other things that you may do with the blades themselves. I'd be curious to hear. Otherwise, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned, another video coming out tomorrow.